Good evening, guys. It's a great, cherishable moment for me to be sharing with you whatever little knowledge I have. To begin with, I feel very sorry that I'm not able to meet you for the past 2 months. Not that I didn't want to meet you, but that I was a bit occupied, more occupied with my work, with my regular schedule than anything else. Enough better late than never. I'm here before you to share with you an important and most relevant thing to the society at this stage. Right. What is that? My talk is actually the reflection that I had in the mind when I was watching the news this morning, going through the manifesto, election manifesto of different parties. You know pretty well, the entire state is gripped with fever, election fever. Right from the political cadre to the political leaders, everyone is feverish. Please understand one thing very clearly. I don't belong to any party and I don't have any great political leaders as of today because I love statesmen. I don't like politicians. Very unfortunately, we have today only politicians and not statesmen. And as far as my knowledge goes, the last three statesmen of this state happen to be the Kingmaker Kamarajar, Kakan, the simplest minister, and Jiva, known for his honesty and probity. Apart from these three leaders, I don't think there is any other political leader who can be called statesman of the state. They're all politicians. Well, I'm not interested in this. What I heard this morning made me reflect on something which I came across a couple of years before. And that's, as I told, most relevant today. It's an interesting anecdote. There was a famous king. The king called all his ministers for a meeting, a very serious meeting, discussion. The ministers were given an assignment. The assignment was they should go around the entire kingdom, find out the knowledge available, the intelligence, the wisdom available in the whole of the country, and compile it in the form of a book so that people can read it and benefit from it. And they were allowed to take a couple of weeks' time. So as expected, a fortnight later, the ministers met the king and presented 20 voluminous books, saying that in these books is the entire wisdom compiled. Though the king was happy at the sincerity of the ministers, he told the ministers, well, 20 volumes is too big to read, too large to read. Reduce it. A couple of weeks later, they came back with one volume. So 20 volumes were reduced to one volume, but the king was not happy. He again wanted them to reduce the size. Later, they came back with just one paper with 2 pages written. Even then, the king was not happy. The king says, oh, it is too long, a piece of writing to read for the people. Summarize it, abridge it. They came they came next time, they came after some time. They came with just one page. The king told, sorry, I'm happy with this, but why don't you shorten this still so that people can easily read and understand? Last, they came with one-line sentence. A sentence which has got only 5 words. And these 5 words have the entire wisdom available in the whole of the kingdom. What is that line? What is the sentence? There is no free lunch. The sentence is, there is no free lunch. English is a very funny language because sometimes the words that go to make up the sentence don't have any connection with the meaning the sentence gives. One such sentence is, there is no free lunch. What do we mean by the sentence, there is no free lunch? Simple. Nothing is free of cost. No one should get anything free of cost. Each one should have his share of work. Nothing is free of cost is the wisdom. The king was all appreciation for the ministers for their excellent work. No freebies. Nothing should be given to anyone free of cost. Well, what happens, when you give things free of cost? First thing, the thing that you give loses its value immediately. Number two, people become sluggish and lazy. Laziness is a deadly enemy to the progress of any society, any state, or any country, nation. Another thing is there. You go on giving freebies. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. One fine day will come and then the freebies will have to be stopped. Should be stopped because the government will not be able to continue this over a long period of time. What will happen to the people who are used to getting free things? They cannot work. Mentally and physically they are not ready to work because they have been given freebies very generously. There are two options left to them. One is they should become thieves. Second one is they should become beggars. Thieves and beggars are biggest menace to the society. The society will become uninhabitable for the common man. Should we continue these freebies? Think over. Another interesting anecdote. A professor of economics was taking class. Accidentally, he just introduced the concept of socialism. Immediately, students were jumping in the air saying that this is an excellent concept. This works wonders. But the professor was not in agreement with the students. But the students were very, very stubborn. They believed in that socialism works out wonders in the society. What is socialism? Whatever is available in the society should be divided among the people equally, whether somebody does work or doesn't work. So the professor suggests as to why they should not experiment in their own class. Every one of the students, 100 students were there. Higher studies, they were doing their higher studies. So all 100 students uniformly said that, sir, let us try it out, experiment in our own class this year. So examination time it was. The exam is over, papers were corrected, and because socialism was to be, the concept of the socialistic concept was to be adopted, the grades were equally divided among the students. You just remember there were some 30 to 35 students secured O grade outstanding. A grade for another 30 to 35. 20 students got B grade and another 20 students got C grade. But when the grades were all pooled and distributed equally as per the socialistic principle, the common grade that everybody got was only B. Come next examination, the average grade given to all students was C. Why? What happened? The students who got O grade after doing much hard work, They were a bit slow in their preparation because they thought that whatever be the hard work that they are doing, their hard work, the benefit of their hard work is not coming to them. It's going to other people who are either not working or who are working very, very low. They lost their interest. They didn't put in their best and the average grade was C. Last examination, the deciding factor of the examination, pass or fail examination in our language. The average grade was surprisingly D. D is actually failing grade. All 100 students failed because the hard-working students stopped working hard. The students who were already working hardly, who were not working or who were working partially, were very comfortable thinking that someone else is going to work for me, why should I work? And the net result was the entire class became a failure. This is a perfect example of how this socialistic principle works out in the society. Give a man a fish, you can satisfy his appetite only for one meal time. Give a man fishing, give a man the art of fishing, you give him bread for his entire life. Giving one-time bread or giving lifetime bread, decide yourself. Let's not encourage this dirty habit of spoiling the society and the public through freebies. This culture should be stopped. Thank you very much. Wish you all good luck. I'll meet you on some other occasion with another interesting thing. Thank you.